All right, y'all, I just finished a really quick mini branding shoot with Sarah Coffee Photography up here in Hickory, and y'all, this space, like, hello, this is all my brand colors, like, all the teal, all the things. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna tell y'all all the things about how you can do a brand shoot and how you can make it so quick and easy and painless. And yes, you're gonna feel like awkward and weird, but you might look like a drag queen also with a crazy amount of makeup, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, your pictures are gonna look amazing. So enjoy this behind the scenes peek and all the tips about brand photography. So let's dive on in, y'all. Hey friends, I am back home from my photo shoot. It was a blast, and I wanted to make sure that I covered everything in this video. So what I did to prepare and all the things. So today's shoot took place at a studio setting where they have a lot of vintage rentals. So there were gorgeous couches there and velvet chairs and just nice white brick walls. So it was really good place for us to have a photo shoot. And y'all, I told you before, this photo shoot was literally a mini photo shoot. It was 15 minutes and it went by quick, and it was so much fun. So I got to work with Sarah Coffee Photography. She's a local photographer here to me in Hickory, North Carolina, and y'all, she was like, I'm just so glad I don't have to like direct you as much. You know what you're doing. You came in, you brought props. So I brought my computer, I brought a microphone, because my big goal this year is to be on 52 podcasts. I brought my camera. As y'all know, another big goal of mine is to publish a YouTube video each and every week here on my channel. And I brought different like grief cards, affirmation cards. I brought some crystals. I had my cell phone, and then just my personality. And I had a couple shots that I knew I wanted to get. So I knew the setup in advance. I knew there were going to be these nice fun couches. So I looked on TikTok and just looked up pose ideas and suggestions. And Jara Bean, she is one that I follow on TikTok. She had a lot of cool couch poses, so I decided to go with some of those, and I cannot wait to see what they look like and get them back, y'all. I am so stoked just to have kind of a refresh of some brand photos. And the reason I decided to do this, I do brand photos about, well, I like to do them about once a quarter, but it's been a while. I haven't done brand photos since last March before my dad passed away. I did those with another local photographer, and I will tag her in the comments below. Her name's Maven. She is amazing too. And yeah, so I haven't had any pictures in almost a year. So when I saw that Sarah was doing these mini photos, I was like, oh, I've got to do those. Sign me up. And since I just went purple with my hair, I thought it would be the perfect time, because all of my brand photos, y'all, are just natural color hair. I don't have any with fun colors. So when I went purple back last summer, and then I was blue, and then now I'm purple again. I just haven't had any with any fun colors, so I was like, oh, now's the time to do it so I can have some more higher quality pictures that have all of my fun hair in them. So yeah. All right, y'all, so I had a couple people ask me some questions on Instagram, and I wanted to make sure I cover those in this video. So the first question was, how do outfit changes work? So for me, what I did today, because I knew it was a quick 15-minute session, I wore my striped shirt, and then I put this button up over it. And when I switched from, I did this top first, then I did the striped shirt, and then I did, so I just took this off, and then I did the teal sweatshirt. I just put that right over my striped shirt because I only took the one pair of jeans, 2 shoes, and 3 tops. It was an easy switch for me. Now, what I've done in the past when I was shooting in Uptown Charlotte, I just changed in public restrooms or in a restaurant that I ate in, or a coffee shop, or wherever I could find. One thing that I have done also in the past is just wore a cami. So I wore a cami over my undergarments and then wore that underneath all of my clothing, so I could just change tops really quickly if I was in a public setting. One thing that you can do, a friend of mine, Jordy Tiffany, she is a brand photographer, and she does a lot of really cool stuff, but Jordy was telling me that what she does when she does senior shoots for high school seniors, she has a tent that's like a pop-up tent you can go in and change in, and a lot of people will have these at like markets or vendor shows where if you're trying on clothes you can go in and they have these pop-up tents. So I will link an Amazon link down below in the description, so if you're interested in checking something out like that, that would be something cool that you could take with you. So if you were completely changing outfits, you know, head to toe, this is something that you could pop up, take with you outdoors to a park while you're hiking, or, you know, in a downtown setting where maybe you don't want to use a public restroom. So that would be an option there. Another question I have is how to make it feel less awkward. So the key is getting comfortable here, because it's going to be awkward, y'all. It is going to be awkward. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be awkward. But it is so much fun. So if you can get past that first initial awkward stage, it's going to be much better. So today I was just like, okay, I know I have 15 minutes. I can't make this awkward. I just got to go. So I was just like, hey, I had this idea. Can we do this? And she was like, yeah, let's go. So it was so fun. And the reason I already was able to hop into that stuff is because this was probably, let's see, I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different photo shoots prior to this one, just for brand shoots. I've also done some with my dogs, and I've done other headshot swaps and all those things. Plus, I'm just really comfortable talking on camera, obviously with this YouTube channel and all of my Instagram stories, but part of it is knowing what angles you want to do and just practicing. So like I said, you can check out some people on TikTok or even on Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, lots of different ideas for posing. So you want to practice those in front of your mirror at your home, so you can kind of like know, like, okay, if I'm going to do this and I go to look over my head, I obviously don't want to look like that. I want to know, I want to drop my shoulder and tilt my chin because I want to look good. I don't want to have a bunch of like wrinkles. So you want to practice that, and then also just make it fun. Have fun, jump, do some dances, twirl, like play with your hair. Have those props that make it fun, and then also just make it awkward. So you make your photographer laugh, and then you're going to start laughing. So one pose, and well, not even a pose, but one thing that I do that my students taught me when I used to work in higher education is to do this fake cough thing, because it looks like a candid laugh and it looks really good on the other end of the camera once you get your pictures back. So I just do this. I'm like, and honestly, it actually looks really good. I know it sounds stupid. It looks stupid, but it looks good when you get it back. So try just different poses and what makes you feel comfortable. Another point would be to make sure that your outfit is baller, because when you feel good, you look good. When you look good, you feel good. So make sure that you're comfortable in your clothes and your hair and your makeup, and just have fun. Like at the end of the day, having these pictures are going to represent your brand. So you want to make sure that you're, you know, not so stiff and tight. You want to really have fun and just relax. So if you know that it's going to take you a little bit to warm up, probably a 15-minute mini session is not going to be a good start for you. I would go with maybe a 30-minute session or even an hour or longer, because sometimes those first like 15, 20, 30 minutes, it might just be like real awkward. And here's the thing, y'all, when I did my photo shoot last year before my dad died, he was really sick and he was in the hospital. And I remember Maven was like, okay, you gotta smile. You gotta smile. And I've never had a photographer have to tell me that so many times. But y'all, I was just really in my feelings and I was so worried about my dad. And I just had to do it. And thankfully Maven had some really good pictures that came out of that shoot. But y'all, it was not the best day of my life. And then of course, as soon as the shoot was over, his doctor called me and said, we needed to start making plans for the end of his life. And so I literally finished that shoot, ripped off my lashes and just bawled. And I had mascara everywhere. And y'all, that's probably the last time I really wore like actual makeup until I started filming these YouTube videos a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so just make sure that you're comfortable. And you know, if you know the photographer, that can be helpful. Sometimes it can be awkward, but if you know them enough, it's going to help you be a little more comfortable. Also, let them know, like, Maven knew that stuff was going on with my dad, so she was like, Nicole, you've got to smile. Like, she was constantly reminding me, and it was so good that she did that. So make sure, you know, if you have something going on, work with the photographer. Maybe you can reschedule. I don't know. Every photographer is different. But if you know you have something going on in your life, maybe now's not the best time to have a brand photo shoot. But I will say it is important to have some good quality pictures. And yeah, you can have a camera and take them yourself, but sometimes it's just nice to have some really wide angles. Or if you have an Instagram husband like mine who loves to joke and take bad angles, like way from like below instead of like at a good angle, you know, it's nice just to feel a little bougie and get dressed up and just have a little playtime. So I highly recommend having a brand shoot. All right, let's go to the next question. What to give your photographer before the shoot? So depending on who you're working with. Now, when I worked with Maven last year, what we did, she knew it was a branding shoot and she was pivoting into branding photos. So we worked together to have a Pinterest board. It was a secret Pinterest board, and it was about the brand that I was having and different poses and ideas and kind of the aesthetic that I wanted to have. Since I knew this shoot with Sarah was just going to be a quick 15-minute shoot, I didn't do anything like that. I literally just saved an album on my phone. I save pictures as I see them on Instagram to little brand photos roll, and I decided I needed a picture of my phone in my back pocket. Part of my coaching services I offer is a Voxer Access, and that's a walkie-talkie app. So I like to let my clients know that they can have me in their back pocket. So I knew I wanted that shot, and I knew that this photographer already knew I like to light and airy pictures, but also I knew there were some shots I wanted. So as soon as I walked in, I said, hey, I have a couple shots I want to get. I want to do this couch thing, and I want this back pocket thing. And she was like, okay, cool. So it was very easy. Now, if you're working for somebody for like a 1-2 hour shooting time, you may want to send them a shot list or have a shot list printed off so that way you can check them as you're going through. I recommend some wide shots, some close-ups, headshots, all types of different angles. Some of you working, some of you playing. You know, don't do the same pose the whole time. Try to do different things, hair up, hair down. Obviously today I just did hair down, but in the past I would do hair down for half and hair up for half because I do wear my hair up a lot, and people, you know, if everybody sees me like this all the time, this is not how I look all the time. Most of the time, actually, I look like I do on my Instagram story. So if you want to know what I look like without all of this on, it's usually dirty hair in a bun, no makeup, going to the gym 5 days a week. Yeah, these are really just, these professional pictures are for my website and for my brand, and I want them to look on point because you only have one chance to make a good impression. So as far as what you need to give your photographer before the shoot, a list of brand shots would be good. Let them know about your brand and what kind of style you want, what kind of aesthetic you want. And then also location. So if you know, hey, I want a location that's outdoors at a park, plus I want a location that's like in a downtown area, more urban, you need to kind of figure that out and plan that with your photographer as well. All right, let's see what other questions we have. How to well your target market when you're not diamond material. So this is for my husband, and honestly, everybody's diamond material. You may have a little more coal dust on you than others, but everybody is a diamond in the rough. You just need to embrace who you are and get yourself in front of the camera. So on this side of the lens and not behind it. You need to just flip that mindset and know that you're amazing and just have fun. Anybody deserves to have a brand photo shoot if you are a business owner. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. These pictures, yes, they may seem expensive, but at the end of the day, depending on who you're working with, it might be $10 a picture. It might be $5 a picture, maybe $15, $20, but at the end of the day, that set of pictures that you can use for your socials, for your emails, for your website, like to build your brand and have that professional look about it, is so worth it. And I will talk on another video about DIY photography and why that could be an avenue. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I just got started, I have no money, like, don't feel like you have to do this. I'm just telling you, like, if you want to do this, you are worth it. So don't feel like you're not, because everybody deserves their chance to be on this side of the camera and to shine and have that fun experience. So how do I decide what photos I need? So I kind of think about, I look at when I'm saving pictures, what I'm missing or what I don't have. So I know I want some flat lay styles. Right now with the podcast, I wanted that podcast mic. I wanted some of me with this camera that's sitting in front of me to be shooting with, like I'm videoing, because those are things that show my business and what I'm currently doing as a business coach and as a content creator. So I think about what you do in your business. Do you work with teams? Do you do presentations? Maybe you need a whiteboard. So think about what is important for your client, your target market, to see you doing, and then go from there. All right. And the planning for the shoot. So basically it's going to depend on who you're working with. Like I said, Maven and I, we sat down, we had a meeting, and then we had a Pinterest board. With this one this weekend, I knew that Sarah had these 4 different sets in a photography studio that I could choose from. So we just went around and picked what worked best for me and for my brand. So it will depend on your photographer and their offerings. So just make sure that you are in good communication with them. And if something doesn't feel right, don't book with them. You don't have to work with somebody. And just know the contract. So read that contract and look if there's a retainer. A retainer is basically a deposit that you will not get back. So my dogs keep barking, but our neighbor is like driving this, like, a little kid is driving this like little John Deere tractor motorized toy thing in our yard. So I have to get this done. So if you hear dogs barking or motorized stuff, sorry, but here we are keeping it real. So like I was saying, if you have thought about the hair, the makeup, the clothing, don't forget about accessories. So jewelry, bracelets, earrings, necklace, scrunchies, all of those types of things, plus props. So in the past, some props that I have brought have been balloons, confetti, ribbon, like stringy things. Actually did a photo shoot at Jenny's Ice Cream in downtown Charlotte. So the food, as far as the ice cream, was an accessory as a prop. Coffee shops, the coffee cups are an accessory. When I had my old office last spring and did my photo shoot there with Maven, all of my plants were my accessories and props. And I also had this Hey Y'all sign that I brought and used that as well. So remember to think about all of those things. And one big suggestion that I have for y'all is to get a big like bag. I have this big bag and it has these 3 big like removable compartments in. And today I didn't use it. I just literally used Target bags. But I love doing that when I have a longer shoot because I can separate shoes, all the makeup, accessories, props type thing, and then clothing. So that way I can, you know, go through things as I need them. So one of the things that I did, my very first photo shoot I did for branding was with Lucy Parker, and I rented an Airbnb. Here's the other thing. Let me remind y'all. So you don't have to rent an Airbnb. You can do them at your home. You can do them out somewhere. But for me, my home is very dark and I don't have the ability to change that right now. So for me, it was important to have this very clean, modern white background. So I rented an Airbnb and Lucy and I drove up there, and y'all, she was like, you've got to organize this stuff, pull everything out and put it out. Let's see the outfits together with the accessories. So that's one thing I suggest. So last spring when I did my shoot with Maven, I just pulled everything out and started organizing it so I could quickly go through. Now, when you are thinking about shopping and clothes and all of that for your shoot, think a couple weeks in advance, maybe even a month. Last spring, I was so worried about my dad. I didn't think anything about outfits, and then I had to like Amazon stuff very quickly, and I couldn't find anything locally. There was nothing I liked at Old Navy or Target or any of the shops that we have around here. So yeah, I just had to get something quickly, but I also did a rent the runway order. So I rented 4, I think, pieces. So I had a leather jacket, a blue top, a orange top, which I didn't wear in my photo shoot, and then a sweatery top. I wore those in that photo shoot and it worked out really good. I didn't have to spend, you know, $500 on a leather jacket. I could just spend that money so I could have these outfits for my photo shoot. And that's a really good option if you don't want to have the clutter of clothing in your home. This time I decided to focus my clothing very specifically. In the past, I didn't care as much about what clothing I picked as long as it looked good on me and I liked the color. But this time I decided to be very strategic. I wanted it to be all on brand for me. So last week when I was shopping, I found a bunch of clothing that looked very classic and clean and also was branded for me. So it was teals and whites and navies and blacks. Granted, I only took the 3 tops today, but I had my teal top, I had this chambray top, and I had a black and white striped top. So think about your brand as you're picking those colors. So if your brand is a very cool toned brand like mine, you may not want to stick with reds and oranges and pinks and things like that. Now, people have told me my brand is very bold, which I can agree to that, but that may have been in the past because I had a lot of pinks and greens and limes and just different colors that were very bright and bold. And I do enjoy that, but this time I really wanted to focus more on my brand colors in my outfits and really kind of stick to a color palette. So that is another tip that you can use as you are working on your upcoming brand shoot. Now, y'all, if you have any questions about a brand shoot or getting ready for a brand shoot or how to find a photographer, feel free to drop them in the comments. I would love to answer them for you here. So yeah. All right, so y'all, I really wanted to do more behind the scenes shooting and more just videography while I was at this shoot, but one, I knew my battery was about to die and now it's flashing, so this might be the only video that I filmed this weekend, which is fine. I am way ahead of schedule and have videos planned out through mid-March, so I'm really excited about that. But if you have enjoyed hanging out with me here on this channel, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can keep coming and hanging out with me each and every week. So on this channel, you'll find all things related to small business life and entrepreneurship. I love sharing things about Clubhouse and Pinterest and just all the things. So how you can make your business better and visibility techniques, lots of fun stuff. So I would love to keep hanging out with you here each and every week. Right now, I am publishing every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So leave me a comment and let me know if you like this video and I'll continue to make more like this. But yeah, otherwise, I will see y'all on the next one. Thanks for hanging out today. Bye, y'all.